It's going live now. Right. Very good morning. Welcome to the virtual coffee sessions on a Thursday. Thank you so much for being part of the virtual coffee sessions, and we enjoying coffee together. It's unfortunate up to this day, Natasha, my coffee is still not delivered.
Oh,
I,
well, you,
I think I need to visit these guys, and
no,
see
we
if
need to fire them. I think you put some fire underneath them.
yeah, so that I can get my dose of coffee. I think the problem is they still don't believe that I drink coffee. Is it so?
When I'm in Joburg, we go for coffee. We'll take a photo and we'll show them you actually do drink coffee.
Drink coffee. Yeah? All right. Welcome to part 2 of the virtual coffee sessions. We kicked it off yesterday. I think we had touched on a very interesting topic. I think later on in the day, I did chat with Mr. M, where I used an example of an accident and it's an event that one cannot plan for. Same applies with conversations that we do have or that we undertake. At times, things just happen, and you find yourself having to sort of talk about things that you were not prepared to sort of talk about. That is just how life is. Life is unpredictable. Life is unscripted. And how do we then sort of move with what's there at that moment? If we say life is unscripted, unpredictable, we know not the next step, or we know not the next second. So radio also, or media also, is like that. How do we bring these unscripted conversations? How do we ignite people to act and think outside boxes without boxing themselves to sort of scripted conversations, and just sit and have round table coffee sessions and talk about anything, but at the same time with the idea of building communities, or with an idea of igniting people to think some type of way. So here we are today, as we bring back part 2 of the conversation that we kicked off yesterday. Maybe a young recap from you, Natasha?
Well, yesterday was really it was very unforeseen, and it's I think after everything, I kind of took a moment just to kind of figure out what happened. I'm a kind of a person that loves to plan, and I get anxious if my plan doesn't work out the way it's supposed to. So you actually have a very good story I wanted to share with everybody this morning. But yeah, but it is something we need to be addressing. These kind of situations, we can't plan them. We can't think for the next second. Like Tuma yesterday said, is that we don't know what the next second holds for us, and it's something we need to kind of be prepared for, but not be prepared for, because you can't plan, you can't control it. And this is obviously, and it is a thing that can take over your life as a person, because you can be living in this fear for the rest of your life, and you don't even realize it until it gets to a point where it just becomes too much for you. And I think, it's a very important, yesterday's show was a very important show. And I think a lot of our viewers and our listeners, can actually take something away from this. And, they can relate, and to kind of just take, even if I just take away what I understand where they're coming from, and I think I have a solution for why I'm doing what I'm doing, obviously planning for the next second. But it is an important issue, and this is something that most people need to be speaking about. That people need to speak up about this, because in the long run, it can affect you in a very negative way. So like I say, it was a very powerful session, but like I said, there's something I had to go back and just like take a second to just make sense of what happened. I think this morning I'm still kind of shocked. But I'm only having my first cup of coffee now. I normally have it at 8. But yeah, it was, like I said, it was a good show, and I thank you for that show yesterday.
Thanks to you for igniting us to sort of bring these unscripted conversations and realize that life in itself is not scripted. 1 minute I'm here, the next thing I'm gone. That's just how life is, and that's how I view media. They expect the unexpected always, and draw lessons from those conversations. And also, good morning to Mr. M.
Good morning. How are you?
You're a fire starter.
Okay. And at least we now have a new friend, Rene, but Rene is not with us. But I got to know of her after the show, and that was the purpose of the show. How do we enlarge the community? How do we build communities? And how do we provoke each other to be able to think outside the box, using radio as a medium and using coffee as a rallying point, that although there is no coffee, although there is no Jesus, we are meeting in the name of Jesus. How many people want Jesus to come back so that they can meet? But he allowed his name to be used by people who want to meet.
Yes.
And if you want to meet in the name of coffee, so be it. If you want to meet in the name of radio, so be it. If you want to reach out to somebody you don't know and provoke them to know you, by all means do so. True. It means yesterday we did succeed. And what is the measure of success? It's a person like Rene taking time to write something. The person may have been angry when he was writing, but then discovered, no, the world is bigger than anger. That we can misunderstand what the other person is saying. And sometimes we make conclusions and proceed. How many of us are divided because we don't communicate? And how many of us hear something that you say in their own view, informed by their own experiences, but never have time to actually listen to what you are saying? What is communication? So we may sit for coffee, talk to each other, but without anyone hearing the other. What is the role of radio? Do we have an agreement? Do we have a shared understanding? How do we compensate those who give us the medium to communicate? So that every 10 o'clock last night, I was talking to somebody, says, no, I saw you on TV yesterday. You were with Dube and the other lady. And I said, I didn't know that you were listening. He says, no, I always listen. And I said, but how do I know? He says, no, yesterday I listened because you were there. And I wanted to hear what is going on. So if you have, I can just show you on the screen what happens, so that you see the reality of what takes place outside the comfort zones that we have. So that's the reality of life, that actually we think we are alone, but the world is actually with us. And what is it that we can do to make sure that the people, I can't get it on the screen, but the person was watching, his name is Mbi, he's with the World Economic Congress. And I've been alerted daily to watch. So I watch when I can spare a side view. There's another. There's a background up. But today I was watching you. I saw you come up and it kindled my interest to stay watching. So he says, when he saw me, he was provoked to keep on watching. There is another. But today I was watching you. I was watching. I saw you come up, and it kindled my interest to stay watching. So he says something playing in the background. All right. Okay, so now we're back. Okay. So that's the essence of it. There are people who are watching, and there's a reason why they watch, and unknown to us, they'll be watching. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It also goes to, the after broadcast communications. One thing I've picked up is most of the time when you are doing a show, there's a lot of people that are watching in the background and are not participating, are not commenting, are not communicating. But after the show, that's when you actually get feedback from people. I don't know whether it's because they go back, rewatch the segment, to try and understand what was being said, and then they are comfortable to then come back and respond and say, oh, I listened to you, this is what was said. I will share also another communication that came I think around 11 minutes after we ended the show. This is a gentleman by the name of Garfield. He says, good morning, good convo, I want to join, I refuse to be a cement. Make me part of it. Is it? So it goes to show that people are having coffee with us. At the same time, there's a lot of lessons that are being learned from what we say on air. At the same time, we are also learning from what we say and from the contributions that come through from the viewers and the listeners as well. Which is a plus. If we didn't get feedback, Natasha, I think I would be saying, Natasha, I think I've got something better to do with my 45 minutes.
Definitely, it's the feedback that we get. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, or even just the good morning or the hello, I'm from Joburg, or the hello, the acknowledgement that people are actually watching us or listening to us. It kind of just gives you the, okay, you are doing good. It's a compliment to us, and it's a compliment that it gives us the comfort that people are we're actually reaching people, and people are listening what we're saying. And it's either going to be people are going to take something away with them, or it's just they're going to be like, it was a good show. But like what says, I think it's the human nature to try and not react in the moment. Some of us do have that thing where we act in the moment, and when people go away from the show, they kind of recap in their own time as to what happened, what was the show about, and like you say, they go back and they watch it again, and these things shows that there's an interest in this, and they actually enjoy the show. And we had, I think it was when we were discussing startups, we had that lady that requested us, where could she get the information, where can she view this video again at a later stage. Things like that kind of keeps us going from our side, because it shows that the people enjoy it and people come back for more. So there is a need for it.
True that. So one of the responses that we got after the show came from Rene yesterday. Let me go back to that. It says, with much respect, the quality of the show was disappointing today. You should never mitigate or dismiss the views of your audience by your own boxed opinion if you want to grow. Right. So Rene felt Mr. M was dismissive of her contribution yesterday, and that you were sort of pushing your own views onto the viewer. Was that the case, though, Mr. M, or it was? It goes back to what you said in the beginning that at times we listen without paying attention, or at times we listen without really listening of what is being said at that very moment.
Yeah, I think they, like any communication, Someone may see a glass as half full. Someone may see it as half empty. But you were there throughout the show.
Yes.
And you will be able to give your own account. There are two voices. One is Renee, and one is mine. There was no opportunity for Renee to ask me on the show, but her conclusion was that it was not what she expected. Yet none of us had any expectation. Is it not life that we approach it with no expectation? Yet we are the first ones to judge that this is disappointing. But if you told me what to say, then I would say exactly what you want me to say. But life allows you to have a different view on the same fact without intending to upset anyone. But if we put ourselves outside and now make you and Natasha the judge of what happened, what was said, and in what context, you may be able to assist in bridging whatever divide may appear or may have appeared. Because somebody may say the way you talk appears as if you're accusing me when I'm not accusing me or somebody. The way I sing, you may not like it. Some people may call it noise, while to me it's music. So you can have different perceptions of the same reality. And Arnold Garananga, good morning. How are you? Arnold.
Okay, I had put him on mute because where he's sitting it's windy, so sort of giving us feedback.
All right, no, that's fine.
I can let me. Okay, maybe Arnold, you can unmute yourself because where you're sitting it's kind of windy, so we're getting that feedback back. So maybe if you can move to somewhere where the wind is not blowing, we can sort of hear you properly.
Good morning.
Fire, Mr. M, Natasha. Good morning to you guys. How are you?
How are you? Yeah,
can you hear me?
I just had one question for you. Did you watch the show yesterday?
Yes, I did. I watched the show yesterday.
Okay, what was your take?
I was laughing my lungs out yesterday when you were saying what's his name, the guy who asked the question, that he might be a brick wall made of cement sitting somewhere typing. And that gave me the interest and courage of wanting to come and join the show. I was watching the show yesterday fully and very attentively.
Okay, there was a comment by somebody who was also watching the show. And their conclusion was that it was disappointing because to her, it appeared as if I had a silo that I was working on and I was attacking everybody.
All right. As always, Mr. M, you always attack people positively, and I kind of eagerly follow that.
All right. To you, it may be something that is music or something interesting. Do you agree that to another, it may be insulting to another person? And I'm just joking about cement. And somebody says, why are you calling me cement? And I'm a human being. So somebody may take it upon me while you are laughing and you think it's comedy, another person says, no, it's not comedy, it's reality TV. You are telling me something I don't know. Do you agree that we always see things differently?
Yes, Mr. M. I really take cognizance of what you're saying, and it always interests me all the time when people without a sense of humor, but with a bit of a sensitive sense of humor react to a language used by people of leadership status, because I do take you as, because I am from Zimbabwe as well, by the way. And, you know, I've been following you through all my childhood as a business person, as a leader. And, you know, I'm one person who knows exactly the language you use with people. And to me, you know, I've got that sense of humor from way back then. It's just like in life, they say, do whatever you're doing and for you may never know who is following you and who you are inspiring. And you know, for me to sit here today, joining the show that you're doing, Mr. Mawere, is because I've been following you through your career, because you've always been in the public eye, as you are now. And you know, so this is why I took what you were saying as a joke, and I was very interested and eager to come and join this show, because I think it's of a positive cause, and it will help a lot of people maneuver in their lifestyles.
Thank you very much. And you know what? The guy we were calling Cement is actually a human being. And we have been in touch with him. He sent his number from the show yesterday.
I figured.
But he's with us, but he's at work.
Oh, yes.
Because he's in Australia. But his spirit is with us. He may be watching, he may be tweeting, he may be.
Yeah, I remember him saying he'd be live with us around about this time.
Yeah, so he is with us, and he was inspired to be with us. And he says the show is very necessary. I feel like we have not had an opportunity to have open discussions. So I'm really keen to see where we can take this. Not where I can take this. Do you see the language that he is using?
You see right there, Mr. M. In terms of language, some people may not understand why you always say replace with we, I. You know, so. But then it takes somebody that has been around you a lot, and somebody that sort of reinterprets what you are saying. Because when you use the word we, it means you are speaking for a collective. But then when you use the word I, it means you are taking ownership of saying, I as Wildfire, this is what I'll do. But I cannot say we as Wildfire, because there can only be one Wildfire at that moment. And only Wildfire can make a decision to move on with the show or not to move on with the show. So I thought that I should just touch in on the we and I part of the language that we use on a daily basis, or I use on a daily basis.
But already Wildfire, you are exporting yourself and becoming Jesus' disciple. You know what happened when he ran away?
No, I wish I knew.
The people who remained say, I know this guy better than all of you. So they started interpreting what they thought Jesus was saying, including the guys who are making money out of church. He never said make money.
He just said
so true.
He just left with no will, no script, no balance sheet. But you can use radio.
And I just intervene there, Mr. M, to second what Wildfire is saying. I don't know, maybe my network is responding a bit later. I'm sorry about that, guys. you know, about what Wildfire is saying, and taking from what we were discussing on the show yesterday, to say that it starts with us. You know, today I'm saying us because I'm now part of the show. Yesterday you were saying we because it was just the three of you with Natasha. So you were saying that it begins with talking about me. I give a life testimony of myself, because who knows? But I actually know that someone somewhere sitting wherever they're sitting, or working hard wherever they're working, they're going through almost the same situation I'm going, and you know, they probably are not able to work a way out, whether difficult, whether as difficult as it is. So as we are here on this platform talking about our own experiences, Natasha is successful in her own peril, Mr. Successful in his own peril, Wildfire is successful in his own peril. So that other person out there that be there listening, live streaming on the radio station, they're hearing you guys about yourselves, what situations you went through, the difficult situations you went through, and you're talking about the solutions, how you got out of those situations. It will inspire that person to keep on working or keep on doing what they're doing, because they know that somebody somewhere out is sitting well off because they managed to get out of that situation somehow. So I'm saying that as we're talking about ourselves, our life experiences, we should talk about them, and you know, disclose openly how we got out of this difficult situation, because we never know who needs to use the same recipe as you used it yourself to get out of a difficult situation. So it's a very vital and fundamental discussion, guys, that
And
you are going through.
Natasha,
I'm
when you
gonna
have three,
apologize
when you have
for muting myself, because I can't move away from the windy environment that I'm
okay,
sitting at.
Natasha, you can see
I
yourself.
will
You are,
contribute at large on future
yeah. You can
shows.
you can
This is
also
all
type.
I think I had to share with you guys,
You can also type. Yeah, you don't have
taking
to use
on
your
from
voice.
yesterday's show.
No, you can also
So
use
I'm gonna
your.
myself be a fly on the wall and listening to what you guys are saying, because you're putting out a lot of very vital points that I even myself personally can use to
Yeah,
improve my life, and you know, a lot
uh,
of other people.
Arnold, just type where you can speak. We live in an age where you can either be deaf or dumb, but it doesn't mean you are not part of the conversation. So whatever comes to your mind, please type. And when we have three blacks and one white person, then you know the white person will have nothing to say. So Natasha, you must speak up, step forward, because blacks and talking, we are good friends.
Don't worry, I also love talking. You know, I could go on for hours. Don't worry. I'm just like I'm taking it in. I'm joking. You know, I've got a lot of respect for you, Mtuwa, and you know, just like you know, everybody else that follows you. You know, I've known you for you know, almost like a decade. You know, I've known you for about 10, 11 years. And you know, I kind of grew up. You've seen my children. You know, you've met them. You've seen them grow up. Yeah. So I do have a lot of respect for you, and you know what you say and what you bring forward is very, you know, motivating for me as well as a person, and I grow from what you say. You know, I've you know, I know Frederick is really part of your life as well, with all your legal matters and things. You know, and you know, through all your things, I learned from your mistakes that you've made in the past. You know, I've got two of your books, and you know, they're really inspiring. And you know, I think we really need to do a show on your books one day, because you know, those are full of stories, and they are full of your experiences and how you perceive life, which is great. And just like Adam said, you know, you can learn from your things that you've been through. And you know, I fully agree. I've been through quite a lot. You know, I do suffer from a thing called anxiety, and it's really anxiety has really taken over my life, because I want to keep on planning for tomorrow and planning for the next second. And it's really taking control of my life as a person. I'm trying to eliminate those plannings out of my life, which is very hard because I'm a creature of habit. And yeah, so I think there are a lot of people out there that can obviously link up with me, and they suffer from the same thing. You know, it's not an illness. It's just a thing that we want to try and plan for the what ifs. You know, what if I get in a car, and what if I, you know, my tire falls off? What am I supposed to do? You know, we kind of plan for our safety. You know, and Durban, we are not very safe at the moment. So if people are literally throwing your car with rocks on the highway. And so I've got this fear of getting in a car and driving anywhere far now. So I'm kind of doing the what ifs. If I have to, I'll literally, if I know I have to go somewhere tomorrow, I'm planning tonight before I go to bed what I'm going to do if something bad happens to me. But like I said, it's something that I have to deal with and I have to work through. And I know this could be an inspiring story for someone out there, because someone out there might be going through exactly the same thing I'm going through. So I fully go with you on that. You know, people need to speak up about these experiences and speak up about the ways how they found it and how they've overcome it, because there are a lot of people out there that can, you know, we can say I've been through that, or I'm going through that, or I might go through that one day, because I can feel that it's going to happen. So yeah, I think we've got another member that joined us here today, another gentleman. I think we need another lady.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, for some people who don't know, Natasha is family to me. And I've known her. She's not white, she's not black, she's just herself. So we are not here to demonstrate or window dress what we know. So how many people would come on this show and then say white people are this, white people are that, but we have coffee together, we visit each other, and we're just human beings. So why can't we talk about those things that Natasha Arnold have been talking about? She can't invent knowledge of somebody that she doesn't know. Like Laxon is here, he was listening or watching and was provoked enough to say, I want to be part of this. He doesn't know what it is that we are saying you must be part of. But he is saying, I want to be part of these conversations. If it's coffee sessions, I better be part of it. Not because I'll learn how to live tomorrow, because I have to make a choice today. But all he's saying is I can learn from other people's mistakes, other people's experiences, other people's ideas about solving a problem that I couldn't solve. When I need a doctor, where do I get a doctor? When I need a lawyer, where do I get a lawyer? And by knowing other people, just by knowing them, it means I have a directory. And I can say, I saw you with Natasha. Therefore, you must be friends, even if we don't like each other. Yes. But we can come here and fake what we feel about each other, so that you may think that the people are close when they are not close. So, Laxon, you are here to bear witness of what we are talking about. What brought you to the show or to type when nobody forced you to type? We are here, different places, but we are doing things. And then you chose yourself to say, I want to be there, and my voice can also be heard. What motivated you, and who are you?
Good morning, Mr. Mawere. Good morning, everyone who is watching.
Good morning.
Yes, I have been a follower of Mr. Mawere's programs. You know, I run short of words to explain the inspiration that he has instilled in me personally. There is a program that he used to do on MegTech or something. I used to follow him so much, and I wonder. You know, I'm in Botswana. I'm in Botswana now, but being a Zimbabwean, I didn't know that we have such people with this type of humor to inspire other people who might have lost hope, either because of problems or political or whatever. But there is an inspiration that I get every time I listen to Mr. Mawera. That's why I said I'm interested. I don't know. I don't know how you started this and what you are discussing about. But when I looked at my Facebook, seeing that you are live somewhere, I thought I should join to hear what you are saying. And I want to encourage you that you shouldn't only be on this platform. Find other platforms to touch other people. It's quite, you don't know the impact that it has in people.
Okay, so Lakson, you are the people. And yet you are saying an impact on others. If something has an impact on you, we decided to set up a community, virtual community,
right?
So that we don't have one person to look up to. There are many other stories that you don't know. There are many people who believe that being on social media is a bad thing. There are many people who believe that their ears, their phone numbers are private. Their conversation should be private. They want one-on-one. They don't want to share anything except what they tell you. Okay. Yesterday, we had Rene, who was on this show, and felt disappointed by things that I said in jest. I didn't say it. I was not commenting on her. But genuinely, she felt, no, this is not right. This show, what should it be about? If I tell you it should be about telling you what tomorrow will be like, whether it's going to rain tomorrow, I'll be lying because I also don't know. Sure. What I know are things that have happened in the past. They won't happen again. But if I tell you what has happened to me in the manner in which I think it happened to me, I may not have the whole story, but you may be able to learn from the past. That's why we read the Bible. The events and the people in the Bible are long back. But we read about it today so that we become better today.
Sure.
But how many people think one person can have the wisdom of something that is not happened? Even the next breath is not mine.
Sure.
So I can't control. So I can't come here to tell you how to deal with life because nobody has given me a script. So I will come here and lie to you, spend 1 hour telling you about what the future holds for you. I'm not a fortune teller. But if anything, COVID has exposed that even the best prophets never prophesied that COVID would result in what we see today.
Sure.
So who am I to pretend to talk to God and then cannot explain the events that we see in our own life? That reminds us we are too small to come on air to tell you about things that are yet to happen and have not happened. So that's what we were discussing yesterday. To say, what is this show about? It could be about dealing with unforeseen circumstances. But who am I to tell you how to deal with unforeseen? When I don't even know how to deal with you because you just were following me. But it's like flies following meat. Meat will not run away.
Yes.
But if I go and ask meat, that character called the fly is coming after you. The meat may say, no, I don't want to see that character.
Yeah, because it may make me rot.
Rot quicker. And I look so nice, I look so beautiful. Now you want me to rot and to smell. and because of that character.
Okay.
So we are just here to say, is it of interest to you to be a member-based community where we pay 600 rand per year, not per day, not per month, 600, so that we build a community to pay for people like Wildfire, to pay for people like Natasha, so that they can give up time to allow us to just download and talk about what we see, what we have experienced, rather than them talking about themselves.
I wouldn't mind, Mr. Mawere. You know what? If there is anything that I feel we are lacking, even the reason why the world there was is because they lack this exposure. They're not exposed to open minds like yours, Mr. Mawere. And I am here. I can be used in any way that can change the community to be a better community, being taught by history, being taught by past mistakes, but for the better future.
That's right. So the future that we want, we all have a part to play in creating it. There is no one person who knows everything that life is.
Sure.
That's how small we are. Even the best brilliant minds, even the genius, is not a genius enough to know where his eyes cannot see.
Sure. Sure.
I cannot hear where my eyes, my ears cannot hear. But I can use my ears in an organized manner to hear the things that I will not be able to hear on my own. So that's why we are human. We are too small to play big.
I like the words you are saying, and like my other brother, what he has been saying, he knew you from long back. I heard you from long back. And if a man of your stature is saying that we are too small, then it makes me very, very small, but to have a big impact in the community. I am sure.
So what we have is people organized.
Okay.
And the only power people who are not in power is the power to organize.
Okay.
There is no one person who can lead you to where they have not been.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we all live life in the present.
Sure.
There is no one who lives in the future second.
And no one, yes.
So the second alone can end your life.
Yes, yes, sir.
You may be texting on the road, and that's the last text. So who controls the future? There are people who want to be mentored, who want to be told about things that are yet to happen.
Yes, yes, Mr. Mawere, because you see,
Natasha, can you see what a beautiful day? Can you see the sunshine, Natasha?
Okay. So Arnold is saying,
it's a good conversation, guys.
Go ahead.
Natasha, it's a beautiful day in Africa. Can you see that? The sun is out. The sun is out. It's so. That's why I chose to actually sit outside and conversate with you guys.
Okay, so Arnold,
I chose to.
Arnold, are you going to be
sunny and it's a beautiful day in Africa. I don't know what it's like over there. I hear you're in Australia.
No, she's not in Australia. She's in Durban.
I'm in Durban.
She's an African like you. But Arnold, are you willing to be a member of this initiative that doesn't recognize a person's color or a person's geography?
I didn't.
Okay. What we are saying, Arnold, is Natasha is actually based in Durban. So
yes, sir, 110%. I'm willing to be part of such an initiative.
Okay, and Lakson, so the proof of the pudding is in the eating, is not in the talking. So because we have a white person, she will be the person to recognize that tomorrow will be announcing on Friday that Arnold is not a talker, Lakson is not a talker, because we have been talking too much.
Yes.
Sure.
But nothing.
You talk the talk, you walk the walk. That's how it is in life. You don't.
That's right. So that the people who listen to this in 100 years' time, they would say, oh, they were people who chose not to talk, but to act on their thoughts. So how many are we now? We are 5. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And how many are in Botswana?
I only know myself.
Okay. And how many are in South Africa?
There's 4.
There's 4 out of 5. So we have what? 80% of the people today are South African.
Mm-hmm.
How many are Zimbabwean? By birth or by crew? How many are Zimbabwean?
It's 4.
So it's 80%.
Foreign based.
Yeah. Then Bule Murugani says, I'm in Australia. So we have another Australian with us. But he is not visible, but he is with us all the way from start of the conversation to now. So if we choose to act so that our conversations are structured, our voice is more coherent, then it is our choice. Don't worry about those who believe that blacks and whites cannot work together. Those who are in different geographies cannot work together, because we have proved it today that we can be in different places but still have one conversation.
Yeah, true that. I mean, we thank the advent of technology that has enabled us to sort of come together, work together from different.
But he said, the distance does not matter as long as the roots of your relationship are concrete. Then distance has got nothing on you.
Okay, so you see what we said yesterday, time flies.
Sorry, Wildfire. My network is responding so slowly.
I think next time when you need to say something, rather raise your hand first so that we don't talk on top of each other. In the comment section there, you can raise your hand, and so that we can recognize you. All right,
okay.
Mr. M.
No, I'm saying is time flies, and the time allocated by God is 24 hours a day, and we have put 24 hours, but God has no time, has no watch.
Yeah.
But time just goes on and on until you die, and you add the number of minutes, seconds, hours, days, years, and for some, there's nothing that happens in that vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
For others, there's a lot that can be done in 24 hours. When we leave this show, others will say, I'm waiting for another one tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened when Jesus was there. Until he died, they thought he was going to be there tomorrow and tomorrow. But if he never left, it means others will not be working, waiting for manna, waiting for Jesus to perform miracles.
Mm-hmm.
But he reminded us that there's no miracle called life. You live it. So let's live it by doing the things that we want to do tomorrow, today. It means it's done. If I'm going to join something, I'll join yesterday, because it is me who decides what this initiative is all about. If I give up lunch so that I can be part of something bigger than the lunch that I give up and send to the sewage, then I have to do it. But how many people would rather not do anything, just waiting for somebody to be there at 10 o'clock every day, without thinking that they're also human like them? So how do we bring this message across that if I was alone in an island, would I need to be dressed?
No.
Would I need perfume?
No, for who? I'm all alone
For
there.
who? Would I need a toilet paper?
Yeah, for my own hygiene, yes.
Then what? Then what? So we are better because of others around us.
Yeah.
We're embarrassed sometimes. We're insulted because we're human. But no one is born to insult another. Imagine my job was just to insult you.
I think toilet paper you will need, Mr. M.
No, I'm saying is I can use water. I don't need paper. So there are things that we need.
It's very good humor that we're going through this conversation.
So I'm saying it's let's belong.
But frankly speaking, it's a very serious conversation, and all the points that Mr. M, Tasha, and our fellow brother I see has disappeared, has been raising, are very vital. And talking about what you raised briefly yesterday, Mr. M, you spoke about radio station. What radio station as a community are you looking for? We're talking to the community here, asking them how we can build a product that they can appreciate. As we speak at the moment, we've got this radio station that we have, 1873fm.com. How best can we improve this radio station to benefit everyone? And when I say everyone, I'm talking about.
But look at you.
As you are saying, shouldn't segregate according.
Look at you. Look at you.
Age, or even
look at you.
Political affiliation. Yes.
No. But look at you, Arnold. You already like Natasha, and you don't know her. But without radio, how would you have known of her? So you can tell others, were it not for radio, I would not know who Natasha is. I would not have spoken to Mr. Mawere without being close to him. So I'm practicing social distancing. And you would have told them, this video that I am sending to you, it is my own, I'm also in it. And you can hear my voice in it. You can take the link and share it widely. All you tell the people is, I am in this video, in this movie. We are creating a movie. It's a reality show. So why can't you do the things that you are in control of, rather than asking what others can do? You never know that people who talk to you, who deal with you, may be able to change their minds without talking to me, because they've already spoken to me through you. If anyone had doubt that we are not racist, they will look at the picture and say, in that picture, there's one lonely white woman, but tomorrow she's going to call all the white women she knows and men she knows to say, guys, our average is too low. We want to show these black people that we are also human, so that tomorrow will be brighter because of what we do today, not what we threaten to do today. Nobody stops anyone. Right now we have Ruramai, who was yesterday a bag of two bags of cement. That is the cement that we were talking about yesterday. That's him. He's a human being like you. But if it was not for radio, if it was not for yesterday, he would not be here for you to see, to witness the miracles of life. So, good evening, Ramai.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Fine.
You're fine. Thank you. I've been listening in and enjoying the different views here.
Okay. Are you willing to be part of this community?
I am. I'd like to add value to it. That's what I'd like to do.
All right. So if you told somebody that I am part of something I don't know, I am part of a plane that is going somewhere, but I don't know whether I will arrive. But I'm just happy to be part of a plane. I don't want anyone to tell me the destination, because all of us are in the same plane. And we all may perish as one. But what I know is if I don't take the journey, I don't take the boarding pass, I don't board, I will never have an accident.
Nah, it's very true. Like, you know, for myself, for example, you know, the career that I'm working in right now, it's not like I planned to be in it from when I was 2 years old or something like that. You know, I did what I have done, not that I knew where it was going to take me, but, you know, life circumstances happen and everything. You just have to make the best of what you have. So, you know, just like this, I believe no one can really say they know what's going to happen with this group, with this platform, but it's good to share ideas and to open each other's eyes and, you know, to understand each other from the different opinions that we have, the different points of view that we have. Yeah, that's very good. So at the end of the day, we want everyone to have some value added to them from, you know, being part of this, or at least listening on if they can't be part of it. And
So
I'll be happy.
Thank you, Ramai. Just by saying something, you have already added to the character of this video. You know that?
Definitely.
There are some people who remain in WhatsApp groups and say nothing, do nothing, and they are part of it.
Yeah,
and they are eloquent
true.
in their silence. So just saying I'm a member of something I don't know, Arnold, is enough. But the moment you start asking somebody, why should I be alive? Why should I be in this group? That group is wrong. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Because you believe that when you come together, tomorrow I want to get something in Australia, I can ask Ruramai to say, Ruramai, can you do this for me? And now we don't even know who Ruramai is. Maybe just tell us, what do you do?
I finished uni last year. I was at ECU, one of the universities in Perth. I was doing cybersecurity. So this is my first job after uni. Before that, I have another degree from Midland State University, marketing. So this is my second degree. So yeah, I've been all over the place. right now, and I'm not that old at all.
Are you
So,
aware
yeah.
that I was a founding a member of the University Council of Midland State University?
No, I'm not. See, that's one thing about me. I guess what you were saying when you said I'm going to add a little bit of character, because to be honest, when I was listening to the conversation before I joined, you know, a lot of people were like, yeah, I know Mtunga Mawere from this and that. You've done this and that. Well, for me, the only thing that I know about you is that you are a famous person in Zimbabwe. That's all I know. So I'm coming from that point of view that I don't really know you. I don't know what you do. I don't know, you know, who you are in person, how your journey. I have no idea. Yeah, so I guess that's the character that I'm bringing to this group. I have no idea who you are, to be honest.
All right, so that's fine, and that's all. That's what this group seeks to do, to get us to know each other. That's all. So thank you very much for stepping forward to be seen, to be visible.
Yeah.
And that's all. So let's not talk about joining something that we are not part of. If you believe in community building, that we have more power as a community rather than as followers of Mawere, then let Mawere be the basis on which you unite yourself with others. And you can all call yourself Friends of Mawere, which is a community that calls themselves Friends of Mawere. And each one would say, this man is an idiot. And he said this, and he upset me. And that's fine.
Now, you see, I like the way you're saying that, and it sounds really good. But I don't know how to say this. I don't want to provoke anyone, but you know what? For me, saying I'm a friend of Mawere or I had this discussion with Mawere or anything like that, I don't think that's going to make me a better or worse person in any way. I believe that no one is at the center of the universe, but you need to live like you are at the center of your own universe, and then everyone else, you know, you relate to other people as well. In that, don't make someone, you know, like I don't know, like they are more than you, because we are all at the same level. So, you know, I really enjoy this kind of discussion that we are talking together. I'll give you an example. Like when Arnold was speaking, I think you asked him about what happened yesterday about Renee, and Renee, I think, was complaining a little bit, and you know, you asked him, what do you think about what you said, your responses? And I think Arnold beat around the bush. He didn't want to provoke you. He didn't say what he wanted to say. I'm not in his head, but I think he didn't say it as he wanted to. You could have said it if you were not someone who's as powerful. So I'm just saying, you know, if you were to ask me the same question, I'd say, you know what, Mr. Mawere, you are very opinionated. You have a strong opinion and you have a loud voice. I've been around people who are like that, but it doesn't make them, you know, it doesn't make their opinion more powerful than mine because I'm quiet. So what I'm saying is that when we are relating to people, if you are a smart person, you will know that, you know, you need to respect the next person's opinion. When they're talking, you will listen to what they're saying and you give them a chance. That also goes to the other side, you know, the other person who's listening. If they are quieter, they need to understand that even if the next person is louder and they can speak more aggressively, even if the next person is more opinionated than them, it doesn't mean they have to be quiet and not speak up. And I believe this is the, you know, this is the reason why we need platforms like these, so that everyone is equal and we can learn from the lowest that we think in our communities to the highest. Everyone has a voice and we can all listen, and you, Mr. Mawere, can benefit from Arnold. Everyone can benefit from everyone else. Arnold will benefit from you. So, you know, it's not like I'll come to this platform to say, you know, to enjoy talking to Mr. Mawere. I'd like to be on this platform for the benefit of myself and the benefit of everyone else who's listening in and who is participating in the group. I hope that makes sense.
Ramai, where do you come from? Where were you born?
I am from Chitungwiza. I am a true ghetto boy.
Okay. Do you know somebody called Sisu John Rhodes?
Yes, I know him.
What is it that you know?
I know that he was the colonizer, basically, of Zimbabwe. He came to prospect in Zimbabwe, and then he made a lot of money out of that, and the country ended up being called, after his name, something like that.
That's false. But I'm just saying is if you took time.
Sorry, Ella?
I think we've lost Mr. Mawere there. I think what to say is take time, read the history of Sisu John Rhodes. You realize what kind of person he was. He is one individual that took opportunities and actually took advantage of opportunities that presented themselves there.
I'm sorry to interrupt, guys. I need to go now, but thanks a lot for the great show. I've got somebody coming to my property at 11:30. I just want to make sure everything is, neat and tidy. I've got a 2-year-old that kind of can throw my house around a bit. But it was lovely meeting all you guys, and I hope that you all will be here tomorrow as well. And for all the viewers out there, thank you for joining in. And, I hope that this show has given you inspiration and it's given you the drive to become part of this community. And, I hope to hear more of your stories in the coming days and obviously next week as well. And, we are going to be here. We're not going anywhere. And, so please, if you guys are have something to share and have your voice to be put out, please do join the show tomorrow and next week. And I'm over and out, and I will see you guys all tomorrow.
Right. Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you very much.
Over time. But I would like to thank everybody that today. Just between 10 and 10:45 weekdays on the virtual coffee conversations or the virtual sessions. So to everybody, our viewers, participants at this point, thank you so much. Until tomorrow, have yourselves a wonderful day. We out. Thank you.